Surely, fans have got the try! What a try for fans!
Green was a striker, not a right winger.
Oh, Bruno! Oh, and it's 4-2. Lewandowski's got a hat-trick too, and it's in! And RB Leipzig have scored! Oh, and he has as well! Oh, didn't he win it? He did, crazy!
Hey, who? Not John. Not against John. Oh, it's copied and it's
32-30! Oh my god! Wow! Oh, take a bow. I'm standing up.
Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sport. We're here tonight to watch along with Atalanta and Manchester United. I'm joined by Manchester United fan, Darren Hughes. Darren, my good friend, how are you doing?
United!
I'm
doing very well. How the hell are you? How the devil are you?
You know what? I'm great. And Champions League nights, they're great. No one can deny it. Everyone loves a dull Tuesday becoming a Champions League Tuesday. Brilliant.
Absolutely.
And what is your thought on United's lineup tonight?
It's been an interesting one. He's kept three at the back because it did serve us well against Tottenham. But let's not forget that this is a team that was 2-0 up against us pretty early on when we had the first when we played them at home. It's still interesting. I find it strange that he prefers to play Baye more than he would someone like. Last season he had Shaw as the left-sided centre-back of the three, and then Tellez on the left. And I'm surprised he's not gone for that today. But other than that, you know what? It seems like quite a strong lineup. Mm-hmm. I'm excited.
And what is your thought on Atalanta? Do they scare you?
They didn't scare me the last time until they were 2-0 up. And having said that, the last time they had, they had 6 players out. 6 players out, and they were still 2-0 up. So hopefully defensively we'll be better. The first half was awful the last time. We had no plan. We didn't know whether to sit off or press. It was my brother used to manage Aberystwyth Town, and for those who don't know, that's a Welsh Premier side. So basically, not the best football. And I can still, even though I've watched them, I can still say that United's first half against Atalanta last week was the worst piece of football I've ever seen played, and that's strong words.
So, 2 minutes to kick off. We're just going to quickly get a word from our sponsor, then we'll jump right into the game. How does that sound, Darren?
It sounds like that this is a close shave.
Here we go then. Hey, men. Do you think your partner would appreciate you not mowing the lawn?
No.
Then why should it be different downstairs? Use Manscaped to perfect that landscape. It's not just about style, it's about care, confidence, and comfort. So use the code Let's Talk Sport to get 20% discount on your order from Manscaped. Manscaped's care products range from the trimmer to deodorant, toner, and t-shirts. It's optimal equipment for 100% comfort. So remember to use that code Let's Talk Sport for 20% discount on your order. Ditch the regressive stigma towards male grooming, because when you trim the hedges, the tree stands taller. Manscaped is the best for male grooming products. No need to fear slicing your balls. Slick design to help you achieve optimal shaving while preserving what God gave you. Men are happy with the results from Manscaped, and so are the ladies. Manscaped is not just for men. Women can use their products just as well with their slick, modern design. So make the most of this limited offer to get 20% off your order with that code, Let's Talk Sport. Your balls will thank you.
Surely, fans have got the try! What a try for...
And what were you saying about United then, Darren?
I was just saying then, if you're a part of our sort of reserve team, if you will, if you're sat there on the bench, right, and you're Tellez or you're Van der Beek or your Lingard or your Sancho.
Towards the left.
How annoyed must you be that you look at this game and we're top of the league, we're top of the league in our Champions League group, we're top of the group, and even then, Baye gets the nod ahead of you. You must be devastated.
Yeah, I think this is weird. There's something I heard about, Nuno's just recently been fired, so that's a good reference point already. Already a team that does not know what they're doing tactically, or doesn't look like they know what they're doing tactically. And there's one thing that really I didn't even think about it when it first came about, but Nuno separated his Conference League squad and his Premier League squad. Now, it's completely different to Ole, but it did almost seem like those who started in the Premier League knew they were starting in the Premier League and didn't have to fight for their place. You look at what you just mentioned there about, Baye getting into the side, and that's probably one of the very few changes that Manchester United have made. None of these players really have to fight too much to know that they're starting. So if you're a young player at United, you've got no chance. It's not exactly what you were saying, but it comes along the same lines that if you're a United youngster, you must be pissed off.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, he didn't trust his bench last year, and that cost us in the finals. And then we have strengthened. We've got Sancho in, who should really. He was bought to start, and then that gives us someone like Mason that can come off the bench. But we've strengthened, but we've. His first choice team is still his first choice team, and bar Ronaldo, nothing's changed. It's exactly the same. Ronaldo and now Varane. How annoyed must you be if you're in that squad? And if you're Jesse Lingard, right? The World Cup is happening a year now, right? You want to play in that? Well, he's not going to play in that if you just sat on the bench. Why he stayed, I have no idea.
And why he's not playing is also another good question to raise to Ollie.
But then, does he deserve game time more than a Van der Beek, which I know most of our fans are screaming out for him to start? He must be so free. Against Liverpool in the warm-up, he was used as a coach. He was there throwing balls out for other players and passing it in. He was used as a coach. £40 million midfielder bought last season, used as a coach.
Yeah, and I think that says a lot about Solskjaer's style of management as well, more than anything else. So there are a lot of problems at United, but I think it does come down to the fact that Ollie doesn't really even know how to put up a proper backroom staff. Things like that. It seems like the bare minimum when you're a coach, and he can't even do that properly. I do worry about United, and I've always been a skeptic of Ollie, but then I've jumped ship saying, why don't you back him? I think everyone's past the point of patience with him. I think it's just done now. I think he's on thin ice, and that's going to break someday. Whenever, we just don't know when it is.
No. I mean, this is rumour, but the rumour is Ollie doesn't take them out on the training pitch, and you think, okay, fine. But neither does Phelan, so what is Phelan doing? Apparently he's got his own office. So is he a manager, or is he an assistant? So it's down to Carrick, who's just walked out of the playing squad and is suddenly a coach. And then McKenna, who's come up again. He's not it's not the coaching staff you would expect from a team like United. Yeah.
Just a bit awful. I'll say that now. Who would you want in, though, if Ollie were to go?
Well, this is the thing with him is he manages to pull out the result when he needs it, and it was a master stroke to beat Nuno, get him sacked, and then get the man linked with his job to take the Tottenham job. Absolute master stroke.
Genius.
I know a lot. Ollie is at the wheel, some sort of wheel, but I know a lot of United fans didn't want Conte. He's probably another Jose, but younger and slightly more, current now. He falls out with everyone.
I thought you were going to say attractive, and I was going to get a bit worried about your taste then.
Well.
I think a lot of the women would disagree with you about the Conte one.
Italian stallion, right?
I just seen that shot on the post there. Now
Well,
that was close.
I've my feed has gone down, so you're gonna have to.
You see, I thought that was the case, but I was almost too polite to ask you if anything was wrong with you.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to take this.
Musso misfooted there, and I can't see who took the shot. I want to say Wan-Bissaka, but I can't be sure of that. What was I going to say? So Conte's gone. Conte isn't going to United.
Well, a lot of fans didn't want him, but I found him as the perfect solution with that squad in the short term. Get him in to win things. A lot of fans want Zidane, and obviously if Zidane comes,
that's not happening.
Great. Well, he wants the French job, right?
And he doesn't want. He never wanted to play in England. So think about. He's not going to want to manage there now.
Well, not just that. Like, if you give him a world-class Galactico squad that he got in Madrid, yeah, he will win you things. But then when he came back and the squad was aging and needed investment and he needed to build his own identity, he failed. So again, I don't think that he's a great fit. And then you got to see who else is out there.
I'm going to throw a name in there, Simeone.
Yeah, would he? I mean, he's been linked with a lot of top jobs, but he's never moved. Why would he move now? And
because
again,
his salary is the highest of all managers in the world.
And if I'm not mistaken, they are champions of Spain at the moment.
But it does look like it might. Even last year, they were lucky to win that title, so it is somewhat going stale. And their European record over the past few years has gotten worse. Considering that back in 2013, I think it was, they got to the Champions League final. There was a period where Atletico peaked, and they are well past that. I mean, peaked under Simeone.
Yeah.
So I think there is a point where he will have to move on. There's always been rumours at the Inter job, but then Inter won't have those sort of resources anytime soon. So for Simeone to actually move on, which I think he should do someday, I can only see it being United. I don't think it'll happen. I'm just saying realistically, I think that's what they should go for instead of going for, say, a risky appointment like a Graham Potter. I love Graham Potter. I think he will have a top job soon. And I think he deserves it, and I think he'll do well in it. But I don't think it's now.
Well, I think it's the a lot of fans want the Ajax manager.
But this is at convenient times, because if you just said a year ago, Ajax had just been eliminated from the Champions League for a second year running in the group stages. Yeah, Ajax are very impressive the way they play. How do we only scream out his name when it suits us? I don't know. It seems like he's going to be in that job for a while unless he gets, I don't know, the Bayern Munich job. I don't see Ten Hag leaving Ajax because, firstly, he's loved there. He loves Ajax. And he only is holding out for the Bayern job because he is an ex-Bayern coach. And he's mentioned that, I think, before. So it's McTominay who shot onto the post there. They've just playing the replay now, 3 minutes later. Are you back up and rolling, or are you still struggling?
It literally just came back for 1 second, so I don't know what's going on. And what's worse is, I'm legally allowed to watch this, and it's not bloody working.
That's always the worst.
It's not like I'm trying to be naughty, but yeah. Oh well. But I don't know. Oh, it's back for now. I don't know who else would fit. And to be honest, Will Ollie, he keeps doing it again and again and again. I have a horrible feeling that we're going to have him now until the end of the season. We're not going to win anything. We hopefully will finish top 4, and then we'll part ways.
Do you want Pochettino in?
That I've always wanted him in, but again, the time to get him in was when Ollie was under pressure. Was it 2 years ago? That was the time to get him in. And I just feel that perhaps that ship has sailed now too. You know,
it sounds like you're getting him for life. Gotta be honest with you.
It wouldn't surprise me with how stupid we are, right? We'll keep Ollie to end of season and then give it Ronaldo for season.
He is fourth favourite on the bookmakers. Isn't that just ridiculous? Almost pathetic.
Well, it is pathetic. We're Man United.
Yeah, I think it is a bit pathetic that Ronaldo could be favourite for the job. Just shows, I don't know, how entitled he is. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I will admit, when Poch was available, I was Ollie out because I wanted Poch. I thought he was the man that could take the project forward. And then when Poch wasn't available, I was Ollie in because I do like the way that he's recruited. But I guess when he came in, there was bound to be a bounce back because the atmosphere was so stale after Jose. You know, we were bound to ride that wave. And now, you know, it's not just an isolated, we go on a run and then we do badly and then he needs a result.
So it's 1-0.
It's back. It's back. I saw
and that was a terrible save. Was it De Gea at fault there?
Well, I think that for those who can't see, Atalanta has just scored a cheeky goal under the body of De Gea.
Yeah, it looks like a goalkeeping error, doesn't it?
I'm waiting for the replay. Of course, right now my stream is.
It looks like a terrible save.
Oh, it is a terrible save. That is a.
I don't think there's a deflection, is there? Just goes
it goes
through
the legs of. I want to say Maguire, but I could be wrong.
Ilicic is capable of so much of the football. I always associate him with a very beautiful goal. That is not one of them. And of course, who does it come up against? It comes up against United. But gotta think that Zapata gets on the end of that, and he's relentless in the way he just persistently chases after the ball in the opposition half. United just switched off.
It's a VAR check now. It's a VAR check.
And I say that, I was
not
just about to mention at the same time that Juventus have gone 1-0 against Zenit, Dybala. But then again, it's Zenit, so Juventus they're not doing well.
I'd looked at the Serie A table yesterday, and they're really not doing well.
16 points behind Napoli. Now, they mentioned Allegri started throwing his players under the bus. Right. And he has basically said they're a mid-table side now. He has said they're a mid-table side, which doesn't really bode well for the Juventus fan base. Because, I don't know, it just doesn't... you can't criticise your squad. Whenever managers criticise their squad, it doesn't really end well. And I think you also... Mourinho doing it the other week with his Roma squad. It reminds
Jose's always done it.
Jose's always done it. But it reminds me of also when Moyes said, when he came into Sunderland, we will be fighting against relegation. And the goal's been allowed. The check's over. So.
Yeah, so deja vu of a few weeks ago.
And as I've been mentioning a lot that De Gea, no one notices his good performances. Everyone will be all over that.
I mean, he's been our player of the season so far. He's been back on top form. It's unfortunate that it just bobbled underneath his body there, but that was a goal.
It was a bad mistake.
Error.
Oh, it was a bad mistake, and I'll say that. But everyone will forget his performances this season, or even that last season that were pretty good. Because I do believe with goalkeepers, there are parts of the media that are out for them, and I always defend Pickford for that same reason. I think media loves to have a scapegoat, especially a goalkeeping scapegoat, and De Gea has been one of those since 2018.
Well, yeah, I think what doesn't help as well. We've got two very, very good goal. Oh, I'll wait because United no, they're not. They were. I thought they were through, and they weren't. We've got two very good goalkeepers in our squad, and I think that's actually a mistake by Ollie, because if one makes a mistake, get Dino in. And then as soon as Dino makes one mistake, get De Gea in.
And you're not getting a run of games.
No, no. I think if Dean Henderson wasn't there, then it would just be a case of, oh, he's made a mistake, but hey-ho.
The last position you can afford to not be 100% sharp is goalkeeping. And how do you stay sharp? It's by consistently playing. I was going to bring up at the beginning of the match, what does it say also about, you were mentioning players that can't get in? Dean Henderson, where does his future lie? Because he's out of the England squad. He's out of the last few England squads. Look at Aaron Ramsdale now, and I'll say this purposely on air because everyone kept mocking me when I said he transferred from Bournemouth to Sheffield, that he's a good goalkeeper, and everyone said Sheffield would get relegated from buying players like that. I still stood by it all season long. You weren't in our Let's Talk Sport group at that point, Darren, but I kept defending Ramsdale, and everyone was like, he's absolute shite. Look at him at Arsenal now. I mean, it's still early days, but he is proving to be probably the best English goalkeeper this season. And Henderson must be looking at that, thinking, well, his post-Sheffield United days didn't go as well as Aaron Ramsdale's.
Yeah, good point. I think there will be a few players looking to move on in January. If I was him, I'd be looking at that. Sure, mistimed shot there. Not great. Over the top.
Difficult
top of the
one.
bar.
Difficult one, yeah.
If I was Lingard, although Lingard's contract is up in the summer, so maybe he's waiting for that so we can get more of a payday. If I was Van der Beek, I mean, Barcelona is rumored to be interested in Van der Beek, so it's not like oh there's an Everton and they're looking at Barcelona are looking at Van der Beek, and yet we're not playing him.
It's a different ball game, the Barcelona one at the moment, because obviously the financial situation doesn't help them. So they're just looking for loan players now, and I don't even know how they'd managed to fund the Van der Beek loan deal. I think it's really strange that he's not even getting any chances. It's not that he's had ample chances and just not taking them. He's barely getting any. And then I also saw articles this summer saying that he's bulked up, he's trying to improve his fitness. I thought, okay, this is his second season. This might be his season. Not seen him. Seen him even less this time round.
Yeah.
And
Rashford is on the... Oh, what was that? Rashford
bit of a weird dive there, yeah.
Oh, he won the free kick?
Yeah.
Like, someone breathed on him and he fell over.
It was very light, wasn't it?
Right?
Very
light.
Got a few comments as per usual. Starting off with CJW saying Carlton Football Club, no idea. Jamie Burgoyne saying...
Carlton! Carlton!
I was about to say, you either know him or you're really enthusiastic, and I can't believe I doubted the second part of that sentence, Dan.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Jamie Burgoyne saying, guys, can you ask them to move the kickoff back to 21:20? Bake-Off is on. Okay, Jamie. Just get UEFA involved, and I'm sure we can get this arranged.
Absolutely. Burgoyne, if you can bring me a Victoria sponge, I will love you forever.
A Victoria Plinson sponge, then. But they're not in the Champions League. There we go.
Shaw with a free kick. Hits it in, and it's Maguire. But hits the first man.
He probably puts one of United's best crossing, and that goes over the line.
That's a goal.
It's a foul.
It's a goal.
It's a foul. It's a foul from Ronaldo on Musso. Musso? I want to say one of the two. Can't decide.
Let's just call him Dave.
And we've got great interaction from an account called Strip Bear. Now, you might know this, Darren. I don't know him, but he's saying United got Ollie, avoided Conte, do Spurs. Yeah, I'm just liking his handle name, the Strip Bear. And Joe Stanley getting involved, saying Ollie's at the wheel. Well, Ollie is at the wheel. I'm just not sure if it's 4-wheel or 3-wheel or 2-wheel. I'm just unbalanced.
It's Robin Reliant, and he's taking the corner way too strong, and he's on his side. Ronaldo won the ball back, laid it off to Bruno. Edge of the box.
Do you think Bruno would be better off staying on the sidelines a bit? Everyone talks about Ronaldo, and that's fair. Ooh, Pogba's in here.
Pogba, Ronaldo.
And Ronaldo's put it way over. Way over. Because we talk about Ronaldo being on the bench, but Bruno's one that we could mention as well, surely.
Yeah, so in that Atalanta game in the first half, he was nowhere. And then in Liverpool, he was nowhere. But then in a second, he can make chances. So it's very difficult. I think we struggle I don't know why. Ollie has always set up as a counter-attack team, and we do that very well. It got us second place, right, and into a final, and then suddenly we've got players now who can't counter-attack because they don't have the speed or they don't want to track back. So he's trying to press with players who are never going to press, and it's not working. And I think I understand to a point where people say you can't play Bruno and Ronaldo in the same team because you've just got two men who don't like to track back. I get that. But I've always liked Cavani. You add him into the mix, he will track back, he will make the runs. And that excited me. But again, that's not really the litmus test because it was against a Tottenham who was struggling for confidence and didn't come at us at all.
Oh, Zappa to here. Isn't that a great touch from him? But a terrible shot in the end. What a great touchdown.
But so that was Tottenham. If you're playing against a team who will have a go, we're 1-0 down. We've got City on Saturday.
There's one thing I mentioned when I was watching it with some friends on Saturday. And, it looks great, the 3-0 United. Everyone's going on about it. It saves Ollie for a bit. There's a lot of praise for United, and rightly so to some extent. There's one thing I said when I was watching the match. Tottenham have made this so easy for United. I didn't think Nuno was the right man for the job. We can discuss that in a whole different context. But just looking at the way Tottenham attacked United, it was pretty pathetic. I thought to myself, there's Emerson Royal going down that right-hand side, almost accompanied by Son. So if you look at the left-sided centre-back, it was Maguire and Shaw. Maguire stays on Son, Shaw stays on Emerson Royal. It's easy. Because when you're defending, sometimes you have to think about man marking or either marking in your zone and maybe adapting a bit depending on what instructions have been given. There's no need for instructions because the man marking is purely in one zone. Son stayed right on the right the second half. So did Royal, Maguire on the left. There was no dynamic movement from Tottenham, and United could just sit in there without worrying too much of how Tottenham were going to move and get that ball into the box because they just couldn't. Tottenham made it so easy for United, and then it helps that, they Skip fucks up in the middle and gives the ball away cheaply, and errors from Tottenham lead to United goals. It wasn't great from United. It was just putting men behind the ball and almost just doing basic arithmetic, and it worked for United on Saturday. But
So
against
you're-
decent opposition, that won't work.
No. And it worked playing. So Tottenham had the greater possession. So we stayed compact. We won the ball and then we attacked. So that's counter-attacking, right?
It's
That's
just
what we've done well.
it's counter-attacking, but it's just they stayed in the same position. They didn't have to defend in a particular
Yeah.
pressing way. They just had to. Shaw had to stay
Oh,
at left
no,
back.
yeah.
Maguire had to stay at the
Because-
centre. There was no coming to the ball, being dragged away, being pulled out of position. I was thinking
No.
to myself, when it comes up against Manchester City on, I think it's, when is it, Sunday, Saturday, maybe one of the two. Shaw, during that whole game, is not just going to be simply marking Gabriel Jesus. At one point, Bernardo Silva's going to come right at him. Then some point, maybe Torres. Then maybe Grealish is going to have a go at him. They're going to change it up a bit, be a bit more dynamic. And how do you deal with that when you've not actually got a lot of defensive instructions like we have seen with Ollie teams? It's going to be a lot more difficult.
Yeah, I honestly think that it's going to be a bloodbath. But it's 2 weeks on, and it's 2 weeks on with one less option for a manager to replace him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I actually thought, I was thinking about it before, the whole Ronaldo might have gone to City. Ronaldo's hindering a lot of those players' development, notably Greenwood, notably Sancho. The list could go on. Did City purposely try and sign him knowing that United would get frustrated and hijack it? Was this all a big master plan? And then now thinking about it, Solskjaer's record is great against City. Is this another part of the master plan? Are all these top teams purposely doing this so that Solskjaer can just stay in a job and United can't win trophies? Is this all a big conspiracy? They're all in on it together. This is their own mini Super League. They're trying to make sure Ollie is in.
Yeah, well, it makes sense, doesn't it? It does make sense. I actually think that the City links were orchestrated by Ronaldo himself, not the other way around. Just so he could force the move. But City need a striker, hence why they were keen on Kane. But now they're just going to wait now and get Haaland, I think. But yeah, it's nice to see him back, and he offers us something that we've not had since Marouane Fellaini, that presence in the box to be a nuisance and score headers. Which is why we bought Maguire for 80 mil, but he doesn't do it for us much. But other than that, I still prefer Cavani. I do still prefer, yeah.
I think Greenwood was supposed to come in as a number 9 this season more than anything else.
There was talks that it was going to be Cavani and Greenwood who would alternate, because Cavani can't play every game. Fine, great. And then you'd have Rashford on the left and Sancho on the right. But then the few games that Sancho has played or come on, we're starting him on the left. And I know that naturally he is a left-sided player, but we bought him to fill that right-hand role. So why aren't we playing him there? And we need more than just, he had 45 minutes and he didn't play that well, so we're going to drop him. He's just going to end up another Van de Beek. He needs a run. He needs to get his confidence back.
He's usually not great in the first part of the season anyway. That except for that first explosive season at Dortmund, the 2 following ones, he really was starting slow. So I think Sancho will come good. I think he just needs time. I don't think he needs a particular system. I think a lot of systems do suit him. I just think he needs time more than anything else.
Yeah, but time won't. He won't be afforded time because he won't get the game time, which means his confidence will be low. So when he does come on, he's not going to do anything. That's
the problem. There are other goals going around. Bayern Munich have gone 1-0 up against Benfica. Lewandowski. Who else? And Zenit have equalised against Juventus.
Ooh.
So, and it was Bonucci with an own goal. Bonucci in that top 30 list for the Ballon d'Or, which I don't understand at all. It's just because he's Italian and Italy won the Euros. Same as Chiellini. Chiellini barely played any games for Juventus, and then suddenly he's in that top 30 list. You're thinking to yourself, okay, this is bullshit. But yeah. And Chiesa wasn't even there. Chiesa was not even there. Juventus' best player.
I've heard that Joe Stanley is in that list too for the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah,
That's
but then he purposely withdrew so that he could afford a place to Salah, so... that's great,
right.
Fair play for Joe. But we know that that's not going to help Salah win it.
No, although he probably should.
I'm turning my head every now and then, and I decided the second game I'm going to be watching is Kiev versus Barcelona.
Is it more interesting than this one?
Well, I haven't really paid too much attention because it's at a 90-degree angle of me, so I can't really watch it too much. But I've turned my head twice, and Kiev have had 2 really good chances. So, tense for Barcelona.
Now it just seems to be a lot of sideways passes from Atalanta, just trying to keep the ball to frustrate United, and it seems to be.
Well, they don't need to go. They don't need to pressure United anymore. If they can keep possession, United have no real way of getting the ball back. Seems so simple. Look at Zapata. And he's a beast. He's an absolute beast when going forward. He's so powerful. He's so strong. It must be a nightmare to play up against him. I can't imagine. He's a fast forward, but with that strength, I don't know.
Well,
Unreal.
I mean, Baye is quite fast, so I guess that's why he's in our starting lineup.
I reckon he's thought of that, yeah. But still, Zapata is unreal.
You would not want Lindelof in a foot race with anyone.
You wouldn't want him in with a... No, that's true. Or Varane, actually. Varane's probably the slowest of the 3.
I'm not sure, you know.
I don't know. I always thought he was fast, and then recently when I've been watching him for United, he's looked so slow.
What's his FIFA speed ratings? This
Oh,
I
that's a
must
good
know.
one. But then again, I remember at one point I looked up Phil Jones's heading. I think it was about 3 years ago, and he had it at 77. I was thinking to myself, no, just no, not having that.
FIFA.
I want Phil Jones to have one of those traits like a solid player or something.
Is Phil Jones still alive?
Maybe he is.
The last that I heard is he was back training and he hated everyone who's ever bullied him for taking a wage for doing absolutely nothing and how unfair it was because he's been injured. When actually he's been with us for 10 years and he's been injured for 5 seasons worth of games. And he's a little bit confused why us as fans are getting frustrated that he's taken a wage and giving us absolutely nothing. But yet he's back in training and he has been for ages. And he's played a few.
Got lucky there. Got very lucky. It froze at the wrong time.
He's played a few reserve games, but I've never. Yeah, so Jones. Yeah, that should have been 2-0.
Yeah, that was a key chance. Was it Wan-Bissaka who got his foot in there?
I was on my Phil Jones rant. Sorry.
I think it was. I think Wan-Bissaka just got a foot in. Yep, that was it. He's got very long legs.
The spider.
Oh, there's a penalty check. Oh my. Oh my.
Come on, VAR.
Oh.
Did you know spiders don't have bones in their legs?
I'd love to see those little tiny bones that they have anyway in their bodies.
They have no bones in their legs. Their legs moves in a system of blood pressure. Hang on. No penalty.
No penalty. I don't know what they're calling for though. Handball, maybe.
Poor
corner.
Poor corner by Atalanta. Yeah, so spiders have no bones in their legs. It's all done by a system of blood pressure. And that's why when they die, their legs crawl up, which means technically it's the same way as how a penis works. So the next time that you see a spider, imagine all of those legs as little tiny penises.
You heard it here first. Spider legs are just little erections.
Willies, yeah. They're just little willies. Don't be scared of willies.
Wow. You really should do primary school teaching. Biology, notably.
Rashford. Right. Guesses on Varane's pace on FIFA 22.
You know what? It might be 78 or something.
Pace 82.
Ooh.
Acceleration 79.
But you see, this is
speed 85.
This is. I don't know why they're checking a penalty. That really clearly hits by his head, doesn't it? Oh no, it hits his arm.
Oh, it does hit his arm.
But
back
to Varane's pace, I always thought he was fast. I always thought he was. You know him as that covering centre back, the one who catches up with players when running in behind. But then I saw him at the beginning of the season playing with Maguire, and he looked so slow. And I thought to myself, maybe it was just the Premier League being faster. That same old cliche.
He's been injured as well, so he's not back to full fitness. Phil Jones pace.
It actually might be quite fast. It might be quite fast, but I don't think too fast. It might be in the 70s.
Right. Pace. Phil Jones. 51. 51. Oh,
fair play. Who was the last player to make a career off one game? That game against Drogba when he played for Blackburn.
I mean, you could say a similar thing. Like, technically, our greatest defender ever is probably John O'Shea, the only man to nutmeg Figo and be save. Did he save a penalty for United?
He did. But
Atalanta,
that's two different games.
Yeah.
Atalanta here, Zapata. That might have hit by his arm again. For
It
all I
did,
know,
but
he had it behind his
did.
back.
Yeah.
That would be.
That's a natural position. 34 minutes in, and it's same old United 1-0 down. But we always do better going behind and coming back. This is just typical United.
They're great because if I bet on United, they'll win the match. But if I bet on Atalanta, they'll win by 2 goals and win me the bet anyway. Because they did last time round. I bet on Atalanta, and I think it was another game in the Champions League that was wrong out of the 8. I bet on a draw, and I think I just failed. But I bet on Atalanta, and because they were 2-0 up, my bet was validated. I was this close to winning a shit ton of money. Yep. So it didn't really matter.
Was that metric or imperial shit ton?
There's no unit, so I'm not sure about metric or imperial.
Yeah, but it's a shit ton, right? And you can get a ton metric and a ton imperial, which are different measurements.
Yeah, shit. You're right.
TON and TONNE.
That's right. I go for TON. I'm a metric person. TON. I think the imperial system is bullshit. And anyone wants to tell me otherwise, fight me.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here first. Breaking news.
No. I'm not having it. If someone says like 1/5, 0.2 of a mile. In kilometers, 0.2 kilometers is equal to 200 fucking meters. Whereas if you do 0.2 miles, is that equal to 200 yards? Fuck no, it is not. It's not logical. You can't do simple divisions and simple fractions with the imperial system. It is completely illogical. There is no by 10 basis. It is bullshit. It is absolute bullshit. When I tried saying to someone, I'm 12.1 stone, he was like, oh, so you're 12 stone 1. No, I'm not 12 stone 1. I'm 12 stone 1.5 or something. Completely illogical.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you join us now, you are welcome to Seb's What Grinds My Gears.
You know what, I might just put a poll on here. Not who's the man of the match. I might put metric or
do it.
imperial. You know what, Jamie might not be happy, but
Jamie's not here.
oh,
He
we're the
doesn't
bosses
care.
tonight. There we go.
Are
Metric.
you really doing that, Paul?
I am.
Love it. You know, part of the... Oh, Mason. Looks like Mason is coming on.
Oh,
early.
Masson Greenwood. Sorry, is it not... There's only one S, isn't there? I'm sorry. I'm going to stop with this. I'm not going to go on a phonetics rant here either. I think it's enough with metrics and metric and imperial.
It looks like after our Varane injured rant, he's gone off injured again. So
But he's bringing on
go,
Greenwood, so that's a risky one.
Instead of Varane, so we'll go 4 at the back.
So I've just checked the scores. Bayern are 2-0 up. Gnabry getting the goal. Sevilla 1-0 up. I don't know if I mentioned that before. Campos scoring early on. And Villarreal have got a goal with the Tottenham legend Etienne Capoue. Yep. Who'd have thought? Watford outcast, Tottenham outcast, and he scores for Villarreal in the Champions League. But he's not that good. He can only score against young boys, not the big boys. I've got to be careful because I'm in that country of Switzerland, so I can't be too harsh on them, right?
You and the jokes, eh?
They come from Bern, which is brilliant. You burn the young boys, and a part of their stadium is located in Wankdorf. It's all written in the light. It's written in the lights. It's just there. You can't.
I think just saying it means that you get added to a list.
Yes, some sort of blacklist. Yeah, especially around here.
So United lost possession way too easy, then just literally passed it into nowhere.
But this is Atalanta pressure. That's what you do. It's like going to the dentist, as Vlahovic said the other week. Bologna boss losing his shit, saying it's like going to the dentist. Yes, but without any anaesthetic.
Although watching us at times, it feels like pulling teeth.
Yes, exactly. That it all makes sense.
We want to go for a really, really, really quick counter-attack. So we gave it to Ronaldo. he slowed down, stopped the pace, and we passed it sideways to Rashford. And now
Atalanta are back.
in the middle of the Atalanta. It's just
There are 10 men back, except for, well, there's only Zapata and Ilicic not really tracking back.
And
It's
we're
just,
passing it.
yeah, it's not good enough, is it? If you want
So
to,
it's
if you want
with
to perfect this,
Maguire to Baye.
if you want to perfect this counter-attacking system, then you've got to really go for it.
Yeah,
but if Rashford
but
can't run faster than Ronaldo, there are some fitness problems in there.
he's come back from injury, but Mason was through there, but we chose to pass it to our superstar.
He was just running straight at the Atalanta defence. You've got to curve your runs. You've got to try and find that space in behind. You can't just be running forward with your pace and hope that does the job. Especially with 3 at the back, there's going to be cover there, so you've got to be a bit more intelligent.
Yeah. But we've just lost possession again. Pogba.
But this is coached. That's the kind of thing that's
Pogba.
coached. So it comes back to Ollie again. And I'm surprised that United are so... what's the word?
Shit.
Well, I want to say pathetic, but I think that's a bit too harsh. Going forward.
It's definitely...
With
it's
Solskjaer.
It's definitely coaching. With the squad that we have, there's no excuse to constantly going down before we decide to actually play football. And right now, we've gone down and we've got, what is it, 10 men behind the ball? Now 11 men behind the ball.
And Zapata's got
suddenly,
through,
just like that,
got through by way too easy. And honestly, it's been Ilicic really he's the one who scored the goal for Atalanta, but he's been the weak point for this Atalanta team going forward. So, I think that says something.
Nice from Bruno, a little link-up play between Bruno and Rashford, but then he crosses it in the box and there's no one there. Bar Cristiano, who was, behind 3 players, but there was no one else there because we're just...
I think what's also quite nice about this Atalanta team, you look at the likes of, well, you've got Zappacosta who's playing in there, who was almost seen as an outcast at Chelsea at one point.
Yeah.
Even when these Atalanta players shouldn't be competing at this level. Demiral was seen as not good enough for Juventus. He's out on loan. Darren, a failure at Middlesbrough. And they're all competing in the Champions League, beating United at the moment. Gasperini is an excellent coach. He is an excellent manager. He hasn't really got it right at clubs previously, but Atalanta are a top 4 side in Italy now. This is their 3rd or 4th season in the Champions League. Can't remember off the top of my head. And they look like they belong here. Their wage is lower than Burnley's. So, Sean Dyche can complain, but different circumstances, so I can have some sympathy with him. But look at what Gasperini is doing with this this group of players. Unbelievable. And their best player throws his toys at the pram. Last season, Pau Gomez, the highest paid player, their captain, what does he do? Sells him. No room for that sort of shit.
So back in my day, when I was a kid, there was a TV show called Renford Rejects, which was a very similar thing. So I guess what you're saying is Atalanta are like Renford Rejects.
Maybe, depending on what that is.
It's basically a team made up with the outcasts of other teams because they were too bad. And then they make a team and then it ends up they're not actually that bad.
Guess you could say so, but they're not always outcast. If you look at Musso, he was highly thought of at Udinese. Freuler was, I think, decent in Switzerland. I'm not too sure. There are some good players as well. It's not just always outcast. They do find some young talent, which is also a good way to go about it.
I think to scare Jamie, I think you should you should change the name of this stream to Renford Rejects v Man United.
So you see, we've only got one vote, and it's metric for the moment, and I guess that might be you, Darren.
It was, yeah, it was. Because no one's watching. It's fine. It's absolutely fine.
Doesn't matter.
I'm having fun.
That's the point.
Hey, Mum,
That's the point.
I'm famous. I mean,
Oh,
one thing.
what a tackle from Bailly there.
That was that was a great
He's a
tackle.
bit
Although
too-
was his studs up.
He always
But,
wants
like,
to do it for the
now,
cameras, Bailly, doesn't he?
But like now, there is no real movement at all. We get the ball. Watch. Shaw
Look at
has
Ronaldo.
it.
Look at Ronaldo. How many footsteps has he taken since the ball has moved across field and back?
There's no move. Mason has tried. No movement. Just sideways. This just frustrating.
But if they're going to make certain forward movements, you've got to have the passing that goes with it. I mean, it's quite cliche to see pundits pointing out triangles that are created across the pitch, but there's none of that at the moment for United, so they can't get the ball forward when those players are making very tame runs forward.
Well,
And as we
no,
say
that
that,
said,
that was a good
beautiful.
move. It was a great move. But I wouldn't be surprised if Bruno's called offside here.
So at
He's
the
done the
moment,
celebration. He's done that celebration again. I thought he held off at the weekend, which worried me a bit. Did you see at the weekend he decided not to do the celebration, our main man
Yeah.
Ronaldo? And I thought
yeah.
there's a reason for that. I think because people keep mocking him.
Well, Ronaldo in the 45th minute gets that equaliser. Obviously, it will be checked by VAR, but at the moment, it's just 1-1. And you think you're excited? Feel these nipples.
Yeah.
Varney's celebrating.
Does anyone know what that celebration is that Ronaldo does? Is there something from it? But yeah, it looks like you're letting out an intense one there, Darren. You know. I'm trying to think what it possibly could be.
Maybe he wants to be a part of the Marvel universe, and he thinks that might be like his power move.
That is a good point. I think that could justify it. I'm not sure though. I'm trying to desperately think of what it could be. Like, you know, is he, I don't know, folding out a towel like, and it just doesn't work in my head.
I think he is riding a horse, but the horse is a bit too crazy, so he's pulling back on the steer, just like no. What's the scores elsewhere? Because it's 1-1 here, baby.
So we've got 2-1 between Bayern Munich Benfica. Lewandowski has missed a penalty just in the last minute, but he has got a goal earlier on. Gnabry also getting the other goal, assisted by Lewandowski. Morata, not equalised, drew one back for Benfica. Yes, not that Morata, different one.
All right. Okay.
And it looks like it's going to half-time between Bayern Munich and Benfica, 2-1. Oh, and Luke Shaw, nutmegged by Zappa Costa, and isn't that just a beauty? Back
and then
to
wins
it.
a foul.
Half-time between Dynamo Kiev and Barcelona. It's 0-0. And
Ooh.
the only thing I can take away from it is Eric Garcia getting another yellow card because he's just a bit clumsy.
He's a bit clumsy.
He's a bit clumsy. He's just like that. If he doesn't get a yellow card, he scores an own goal or he passes it back to a striker. I don't know, something like that. He's always responsible for something. You know, people say he's great, but he's got an error or two or maybe three or four or five in him.
He's just a lovable scamp, and
he just looks too young to be on that pitch in many senses of the word. I mean, looks like a child. And we say that, well, I say that looking like a very young 26-year-old.
Yeah, I definitely do not look like a child.
I never insinuated that.
I tried to join that chat room once as a no, I'm not gonna just leave that. Anyway,
This is not for this. This is not for this this stream here. And Juventus won, Zenit won at half time. That's Dybala and Bonucci getting the goals there. Bonucci own goal.
Two
that
balls
is.
on the pitch.
So,
Two balls on the pitch.
2 balls on the pitch. Ooh.
I mean, actually, granted, there's 22 plus the ref, 23 men, so there's 46. Assuming that they've all got a full.
It's about a
complement
22nd of a
balls.
ball each.
Yeah, and actually, it's half time now, and maybe they're off to go see our sponsors, Manscaped, for all of them balls.
Got to shave away the errors. That does leave us for a great segue at this halftime period to go to one of our little ads. So let's do it. It's halftime, and we're sponsored by Manscaped today.
This stream is sponsored by Manscaped. Hey you. Yes, you. Have you lost all your confidence when shaving below the waist? Would you like a sleek, well-designed trimmer so you can shave with ease? Well, look no further. Let's talk Manscaped. Let's Talk Sport have teamed up with Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming, to give you an exclusive offer of 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code Let's Talk Sport. Manscaped engineered the ultimate groin and body trimmer by focusing on intelligent functionality and an incredibly comfortable grooming experience. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. It also gives you the ability to turn on the 4000K LED spotlight when needed for a more precise shave. Visit manscaped.com and use the code Let's Talk Sport for 20% off plus free shipping for a helping hand job done. This product has been tried and tested by Cara and the LTS team. We thoroughly recommend for the best smooth shaving experience below the waist. Visit manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping by using the code Let's Talk Sport. Manscaped, your balls will thank you.
and being top four. And this is a team who's finished third and second, or second and third in the last two years. And now I'm saying, like, was it 9 games in? As long as they get top four, I shouldn't be saying that. I shouldn't have to shit myself if I want to leave the house. All right, Seb. Shouldn't have to. I shouldn't be scared of young boys.
Oh, I think you should always
even
be
if they
scared
are
of young
just,
boys.
even if they are just smoking on the street corners with their hoodies on, shouldn't be scared of them, Seb. I'm 34 years old.
You're 34 years old. You shouldn't be scared of shitting in front of young boys. That's what we're going to take away from all that, mainly at this halftime break. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Put that on your Clinton's cards.
Oh my what?
I forgot you're not from around here. Clinton cards?
No idea what it means.
No
idea.
It's
I can
a
only
shop.
think of Billy Clinton.
No, it's a shop
William
that
Boyd.
sells Clark cards. Hallmark in America.
Ah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Oh dear. Anyway,
Anyway,
so who do you think that we should give job to?
I think just leave Ollie in it. Just leave Ollie in it.
Oh, shut up.
But realistically, who can they get in? I've talked about Simeone. He's not going to leave Atletico Madrid. The top managers are gone. And Pochettino's not going to go there now.
No.
They seemed unconvinced when Pochettino's stock was high. It's not that high now at PSG. It's looking a bit, not disastrous, but everyone's
Are they
starting to
still
have their
top
doubts.
of the league though?
They're still top of the league, but there are still doubts.
Right.
I mean, everyone's been top of the league at PSG except for Emery. So, who realistically can be the manager? There was someone I heard someone say, in the future, maybe in a year or two time, an elite manager one could consider is Lopetegui of Seville, which I don't think is the worst shout ever. I don't think it's the most inspiring of appointments, but why not?
Can I say something that's going to shock and appall you?
Go on.
Just don't shit yourself. Even Arteta has won a trophy.
What are you trying to say there, Darren? What are you trying to say?
Even Arteta. And if you think, Ollie was really the first of many sort of club legends that got employed to be a manager. And so you had what? You had Ollie, you had Frank, you had Arteta, you had Pirlo, Zidane as well, I guess. And the only one left, well, two, is Arteta and Ollie. And either one of them could, like, shit themselves out of a job any second. But even if Arsenal made a change, which I don't think that they will, but even if they did, Arteta has got a bigger trophy cabinet as a manager than Ollie with Arsenal.
I know it's completely factual what you're saying, but there are strong implications in the way you're bringing it out.
I look at their squad, right? Look at their squad, and then let me just wax lyrical.
Their investments are completely different to the way United invest. If you look at the likes of Ben White for the future, Ramsdale for the future, and so on and so forth, whereas United bring in Ronaldo, the Cavani's. I know what you mean, and it's completely valid. It's a completely different way of going about
But he
things
won
as well,
this. He won the FA Cup, was it 2 seasons ago, when their squad was even worse?
Yeah. Oh no, of course I can't deny what you're saying. It's completely correct. Arsenal have won a trophy under Arteta. Ollie has not at United.
And then you have to then look at the change with Chelsea from as simply as in the same season of getting rid of Frank.
I'm surprised
bringing
not
in
more
a
people are
proper
talking
manager.
about that. I'm surprised more people aren't talking about the fact that, Lampard, a club legend, they decided that the change was necessary. And it was heartbreaking for fans and even the owner.
Until
the same way
they
it'd be
won
for
the Champions
Solskjaer,
League.
until they won the Champions League and everyone forgets it and says that was the right move. But then again, they were bringing in the right man. They really were with Thomas Tuchel. I had my doubts. I knew Thomas Tuchel would get them far, maybe in the league or the Champions League. Never doubted him as a manager. It's just that he also has this explosive personality Why he's
Mhm.
burnt bridges with Paris, why he's burnt bridges with Dortmund, and so on and so forth. Maybe that's the risk they have to take. United.
You know, and the first thing that he did was teach the defenders how to defend. And right now, our problem is from sort of a defensive midfield back. We don't know what we're doing. So bringing like a Conte can set up a defense, but he's gone to, you know what? Give me job. I'll have Woodward's job. Edward Woodward. I'll have his job. Ed would bloody not, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going in December, apparently. That's what he came out and said when the Super League farce was announced. I'm going to step down at the end of the year. So give it to me. Give me his job.
Give it to the end of the season.
Yeah, give it Hughesy to end the season.
Oh, brilliant.
Ollie will be gone. We'll have some proper coaches. We'll have a proper manager. We'd have a defensive midfielder.
Who would you have as a defensive midfielder then? Who's your?
If money was no object, obviously Rice. But I'd be happy with like a Ruben Neves. Why haven't we got Premier League proven?
You sure Ruben Neves does it for you as a number 6 and a holding midfielder like that?
Well,
I'm not convinced.
Compared to Fred, yeah, I would take him.
I keep saying, and I've said this on the Let's Talk Sport group as well for a while, that more teams should have been going in for Yves Bissouma 2 years ago. And we're off. The second half has started. We're off.
Go football!
I've been a big fan of Bissouma for a while. Even 2 seasons ago, I said to some mates, Arsenal should try and get Yves Bissouma. And I was laughed as well at that sort of claim. But then now everyone's talking about Yves Bissouma. You know, I'm just seeing the talent before it arrives. Don't mock me.
Okay, boss. Who would you get now then as a defensive holding midfielder?
I'll
write
Bissouma.
Okay, fine.
There are great options though around, and I think Bissouma is just an amazing player. He can bring the ball forward as much as defending as a deep lying midfielder.
Right.
He is Ndidi and Kante mixed into one.
I'm going to say something really controversial, but you know what? Controversy makes cash. So get those super chats in, all of y'all in the chat. Right, this is my controversial.
What is it, Darren?
Sack Ollie. Give it Moisey.
He said it. We're all thinking it. He just says it.
Give it Moisey. I'm sorry, but when Moisey got the job, that job was always going to be a buffer. The next manager after Sir Alex was never going to last long. He was signed to a 7-year contract and was told, we know it's a rebuilding thing. There's no rush. So he signed Fellaini and no one else, and he didn't get...
Oh, that was so nearly 2-1. Oh, he's offside.
Offside. Phew.
Well, no,
he's offside
anyway, so...
He didn't get rid of the chuff in the squad because he thought it was a 7-year plan. 9 months on, he gets sacked, and I feel sorry for him. You give him time. Look what he's done at West Ham. He goes back in there, and they're you know, at the bottom. They're struggling to stay up, and now 2 years in a row he's consistent. Bring him in again, and he will bring in Rice. There we go.
Wow. You know, I've always wanted to see that midfield partnership. I don't think I will now, but of Rice and Drinkwater, just to, you know, cook it properly.
And also, you cook Rice in water.
Let's go for Lewis Cook from Bournemouth if he's still there. So you can cook
Oh,
Rice
United! Oh.
Yeah, we're going for all the puns. I think it's brilliant.
Also,
that all being said, you know, I do have a lot of sympathy for David Moyes when you think that his main signing was Marouane Fellaini, whereas, you know, Ollie's is Ronaldo, it's Sancho.
I think Mata was his marquee signing in the January, and he's still there. He got flown in on a copter. But what I will say is I was one of those fans.
Ooh, Rashi boy.
Hang on. I was one of those fans who wasn't pleased with Marwan in our squad. I thought it was the wrong sign. However, the amount of games he won us, because he had something that we didn't have, which is being an annoying person in the box that when you need a point, if you need a goal, you stick him up top and you chip the ball in. We didn't have that, which is why he lasted so long. He lasted through with Moyes. Oh, Greenwood off the woodwork. He lasted with Moyes. He lasted with Van Gaal, and Mourinho loved him. That's 3 managers that liked him. It was the fans that didn't like him.
Because he's just not a conventional flair midfielder, is he?
He wasn't a United signing, and that's why I also didn't like him. But he did a job for us. He did it really well. But the other thing is, what is the United way? Because before Sir Alex, he didn't play the United way of old. He played his way, which then became the United way. So there's no reason why we can't do that again.
Wow, no, we've got some comments here that I don't think any of us are gonna like. It's
Go on.
Varna Iswar Log Ganadan saying,
Sock it to me, baby.
Is Man United still a thing? Damn, you guys sound like my dad. Man United has not been relevant in like 10 years now, 13 years. You guys are slowly becoming Liverpool fans since Klopp. I think...
You know what? Yeah, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I had this conversation yesterday with someone, and it was a case of they're like, I think Man United are going to become the new Liverpool, where they're going to be under the radar for X amount of years. And then I said, what, for 30 years? No. And then I realised it's been over 10 years. It's been over 10 years.
And there's a yellow card here for Scott McTominay. I think he's been awful as well in this recent run of form. Not even trying sometimes. Can I come back to Moyes? I really want to come back to Moyes. You mentioned how he's... Go on.
Can I just say, it pains me to say, but Varna, if that's how you say your name, apologies if I've butchered it. Unfortunately, as a Man U fan, I do agree with you. The only reason that we're still considered an elite side is because of the fan base and the amount of money that we get in commercially. And if it wasn't for that, we would be like for like with Liverpool, who went through, they were unknown for X amount of years.
Well, not unknown, but it seemed like Brendan Rodgers was an ambitious appointment at the time. That sort of phase they find themselves in where the Premier League was unknown to them. And the league title has been unknown for them for years, for even decades. So United could fall into that similar rut.
What were you saying about Moyes then?
Oh, yes. So...
another reason.
Go on.
Another reason. Sorry, the camera's here. I want to talk. I want to look at you right down the eye as I say this.
I'm going to put you on
his
big screen.
His daughter is very attractive.
Whose daughter is very attractive?
Moyes' daughter is very attractive. That's why Zaha didn't last well, because him and Lauren Moyes apparently, allegedly. Anyway, what was your point about Moyes and his very attractive daughter?
That must be what changed the culture at West Ham, the very attractive daughter. I was thinking, West Ham have been this club for a while that it seemed toxic. Every manager that went in there was doomed to fail. The owners were cunts. And it just always seemed to go badly. The stadium was even a problem. Just multiple things like that. Have you noticed how Moyes has completely changed the whole culture and mindset of that club within the space of, 2 years? Or even less, actually. It's unreal. He has changed West Ham fans into optimists. All of them who are pessimists. We don't hear about Gold or Sullivan anymore, which is, I think, for anyone in the public eye, or anyone who watches, anyone who's concerned by rich people, not hearing from those two is good news. And West Ham just seems like a happy place to be. It's unbelievable. Just by the club hasn't changed that much. The signings are similar. You look at it: Fabianski, Agbonah, Rice, Noble, Antonio. That squad fundamentally hasn't changed. He's got out a bit of deadwood like Anderson. I'm trying to think of others. Sebastian Aller. He's got out the ones that weren't working hard enough for him, ones that didn't buy into his system.
Well, I think that's
there's a new face to West Ham now, where they can all start believing European football can be at the West Ham Stadium regularly.
This is the whole thing. Is they try to get a flair manager in with Pellegrini, and he tries to get flair players in, which didn't they? But then they lacked the basics. And Moyes is a very basic bitch. He wants to build, and he's built a squad. He's built his team, and look at them. That could have been us.
What, with Rice, you mean?
Oh, I'd love Rice. But he's a Chelsea fan, and to be fair,
and he grew up in the Chelsea academy, which is the damning thing.
When I get a curry, I have it with chips. So I'm not really
so
a rice
British,
man.
Aren't you? You're so British.
I am. Can I have half rice and half chips, please?
I've never known another country where you could buy curry, but with chips. It's only in Britain that. I know
delicious, though.
It is delicious. I'll give you that.
Bloody delicious.
But it's the only country which I know that to be a thing.
British fusion. Oh, this curry is bloody lovely, but what it needs, some British chips for our American fans.
I've got a great idea who could be the next manager for United. He's just become available as of this week. He's called Nuno Espirito Santos. And I heard he's quite a defensive manager, so...
And it is 2-1.
Oh, well done. That was well placed.
Offside? Offside.
Off. That's a
Offside?
shame. Offside.
Offside.
If you say it enough, it won't become a word
Offside.
anymore.
Offside. Ah, it's way offside.
Ooh,
Ref!
I'm not sure.
Ref, it's offside,
I'm not
ref!
sure about that. That looks onside.
Oh, he was miles off. You could park a bus in there.
If Atalanta are 1-0 up, if Atalanta are 1-0 up, Zapata can just let Maguire foul him and he gets a red card.
I know.
And
But
that benefits them as well, because then if Man United lose to Villarreal, that benefits Atalanta as well, getting first place. And if, say, United lost to Villarreal because they had Maguire suspended, it's weird how in the space of a few milliseconds you can think about certain outcomes. And if you'd have just gone with the foul.
It is Renford rejects 1, United 1, because that is going to be offside.
I'm not sure. It doesn't look that offside.
It was miles off. There was
what?
There was
what's a mile? What's a mile? What's a mile? I think the votes are in, and no one's using miles, so you've got to be a bit more clearer in that.
Basically,
case.
right? There was a person that you get in airports with the lights, just like bringing him in because he was way off. He was way off course. He was way off course.
So you're saying they need airport security? Is that what you're trying to say?
This is taking way too long for a black and white offside, isn't it?
We've got many more comments like Varner. Why would they try to manage? Wait.
Well,
why would they like a manager who can't even beat Shrewsbury? I think I'm way lost in this conversation here.
Well, let's wait until after VAR, and then I'll let you sock it to me, brother.
We'll get back to Varner.
Varner. Is he a stooge? Is he really the VAR referee?
He is.
Or does he just hate VAR? VAR, nah.
That was a bit of a stretch.
Oh. It's a goal.
It's a goal. Oh. And the goal is in, but Ollie is out.
That looked miles off to me.
Oh, now they're celebrating.
But obviously,
this is the most awkward delayed celebration, isn't it? No, they make it look natural. And just as I was saying that, it looked like Young Boys might have got a goal back against Villarreal, but no, it's been called out from VAR. go through other results. Bayern Munich now 3-1 up. It's Sane this time getting the goal. Okay. Still 0-0 between Dynamo Kiev and Barcelona. It looks like a very tedious match. Juventus 2, Zenit 1. Dybala with the penalty there, so Dybala getting the brace. Oh no, I was just turning my head for no reason. And Lille have gone 2-1 up against Seville with Icone getting the goal. Yeah. And that's all really at the moment. Let's see if United can bring this back.
Brentford rejects 2, Man United 1.
Yeah, can you make some sort of rip-off Atalanta shirt, but then just change the logo for Brentford? I know, Darren, your artistic capabilities could make an Atalanta logo with Brentford rejects on it.
Absolutely.
Change
And
that
actually, their
angel
shirts aren't much different. Change the blue to purple, and you've got a Brentford reject shirt right there.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do that. I'm off tomorrow morning, so I'm going to stay up tonight and do that. You know, the Atalanta, just change the blue for the purple, and then just change Atalanta for Brentford. And take off the 1901 and put rejects at the bottom. Just brilliant. It's worthwhile. First,
You want to go through the chat while I'm despondent
I'm just going to go back to where Stuart Davis says, who do you support, Varna? And he says, not Man United. Fair, responds Stuart. I'm going to read it as if like it's some sort of prose. Who do you support, Varna? Well, not Man United. Fair. Hey, you guys didn't block me yet. Lol. 1.2k kilometers, I think. Europa
Why
again.
would we block you? Why would we block you, Vanna?
Yeah,
Listen, everyone is welcome here. They've got me on a stream, and I'm a bloody weirdo. All right, so you're fine.
I think in more different terms, we'd go a bit further than saying weird, but you know, we're not going to go for slanderous terms here.
I am perfectly normal. Okay.
Exactly.
Vanna, I don't think we'll get Europa League. I do think that we'll get through. I don't think Ollie will take us past the group stages, though. I think he will be gone after the City game. But that's 2 weeks too late because I don't know who will replace him. And it could be 3-1 now. Let's see.
Oh,
no, almost.
And United are really pushing it. This is the thing. You know, it's great playing through at the back, but just filling in numbers isn't enough.
Well, it's four. It's a back four now. Now that Varane's gone off.
But still, yeah, okay, yeah. Fair enough.
But even,
there's only Zapata really the one forward making trouble for that back four. It's great staying in position, but once you've got a very dynamic player who actually puts the work in, it's difficult to defend if you're not coached properly.
It's what? Oh, I don't know.
It looks like Barcelona might get a penalty. This is intense. I might be seeing it wrong, and it could be Dynamo Kiev. I can't see who's shooting to which direction. Oh no, Fatty really just... Nah, I wouldn't give a penalty for that. Actually, no, yeah, that is going to be a penalty. Oh, damn.
So, when we played them, I went to watch United Atalanta at Old Trafford. It's really nice when you can see the whole pitch. It's quite hard to tell with the shape when you're just watching it on a TV. But when we were there, we were playing four at the back with McTominay and Fred just in front. But most of the time when they had the ball, we had 6 at the back, and they still went 2-0 up. And the change in our play, yes, we got a few back, but the actual quality in the change didn't happen until we brought on Pogba, who's been on throughout here, so we can't use that as an excuse. Cavani and Sancho.
I'm just going to say now, when United, what Solskjaer usually does is a 4-2-3-1. And he also does it in a very, what seems like now, a dated formation. This might be very controversial, but I think the 4-2-3-1 is starting to become quite outdated. If you're not going to have a lot of free roaming players in there, like a Pogba, like, I don't even know in the United squad who could be in that conversation. So
Van der Beek.
Maybe, yeah, but well, he's used to an Ajax side that if you weren't free flowing, then you wouldn't have even got a shout in that team. I'd be intrigued to see what
But
Ten Hag could do with this United squad. Actually,
that's the difficulty, I guess, especially in the Prem, is if you want to play free flowing football, especially with our squad, you do need someone just at the base of that midfield as a holding midfielder, just to break up the play, shore things up, and pick a pass.
well, look at probably the best example of the 4-2-3-1 at the moment. It's West Ham.
Yeah.
With the likes of Souček and Rice. And Souček and Rice, I don't know the stats for this season, but those two last season were two of the highest players to cover. Well, they covered the most of the pitch. Let's just say both of them. They're in the top 5 of all the Premier League, both of them, which is mad. They just put in that effort, and they are constantly moving, and they can also score goals or provide goals. Rice has started to do it a bit more this season. Souček more so last season. But they're not just the sitting player who thinks that sitting in front of the back four is enough to protect your defence. They do a lot off the ball, and United.
So here's a controversial one, which seems to be linked with. I'm not saying that a lot of United fans aren't really United fans, but I hate Liverpool, right? With a passion. I just, and it pained me when Klopp went there, because I used to like Klopp and his infectious smile and his humour, but as soon as he put on the Liverpool colours, I instantly despised him, and I will until he leaves. I don't feel the same way about Pep, but Klopp now until he leaves, I despise. So why have we been linked so much with Brendan Rodgers?
I don't know. I'm not fully sold on Brendan Rodgers. I don't think he's the guy for United.
Well, he's Liverpool as well, isn't he? So why?
It's if it were in England,
Look
there's
at
this strong affiliation with having managed your rivals, so you shouldn't manage the others. In Italy, it's the kind of thing that's done often. Conte managed Juventus and Inter. He might manage AC Milan next. Oh yes, that's someone I wanted to talk about. Pioli would be an excellent manager for anyone in Europe. He has done wonders with that AC Milan side, and they are challenging this season. If United want a serious manager, why not go for Pioli?
And we should get Zlatan back too, eh?
The dream. They get Zlatan in, they bring a few of those AC Milan players in, laughing. And bring Kessie at the same time, or Tonali. Because AC Milan have a fair amount of defensive midfielders that United could do with. Tonali, Kessie, Benacer. There's enough there to choose from.
Oh, it's gone again.
It's
gone again.
So what's the comment saying? Jamie Burgoyne thinking that he's the one who's blocked. Okay, good luck. See you guys, Varner. He's putting a yawn face. Okay, terrific, Varner. Yeah, bye bye, Varner. You don't have to keep saying it. It just seems like you're rubbing it in.
Varane is injured. He went off injured.
Oh, Barcelona have got a goal. Wow, you'd think they just scored in the Champions League final. Their dreams of qualifying for the next round are still alive. They can still dream. So Barcelona are looking for their first win of this year's Champions League. Well, that brings them... No, sorry, the second one. What am I saying? They won against Dynamo Kiev the other week. I'm just bullshitting. So Bayern Munich are 4-1 up. Of course they are. And who else but Lewandowski? So do you want to guess who the top scorer in this Champions League is this season?
Go on, surprise me.
Well, it's no surprise. Maybe second place might surprise you. First place is obviously Lewandowski.
Right.
7 goals, 1 assist. Second place is a fellow who's got 6 goals and 2 assists. Sebastian Aller.
Oh, wow.
So, Moyes might not have done so well to get rid of
Oh,
all
my
those players.
stream's gone again.
I can see. Yeah. So there have been some substitutions in this game, right? Trying to find it now. So United have just brought on Matic and Cavani. You know, when everything's going against you, bring on Matic. That's a wise one.
Yeah, because he's of
'Cause
all
his
of
attacking
our
prowess is just phenomenal.
yeah. I mean, McTominay's on a yellow, so maybe that's what he's thinking. But who has Cavani come on for?
Cavani's come on for Rashford, which I think also
Right.
makes sense to some extent.
He's not fully fit yet, so
It's going to take time,
yeah.
and Atalanta only.
Where's it from?
Oh.
Substitution for me.
Oh,
What was the
I've just realised when I said it makes sense because McTominay's on a yellow card. McTominay's still on the pitch. You brought off Pogba for Matic.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I was saying. He brought off Pogba, yeah.
So we need a goal.
You bring off that one person who creates something. Wait, he's going to score, isn't he? Matic there.
No, yeah, no.
He's going to score. Oh, is that Maguire? It looked like Matic, his physique. No, it was
It
Matic.
was Matic. I like so let me just run through the bench, right? Count how many creative attackers we have on this bench. Juan Mata, Anthony Martial, Jesse Lingard, Fred Delo, Cavani's come on, Sancho, Alex Telles, and Van der Beek. 6. Because Van der Beek can put in a cross, right? We've got 6 options that would have worked better than Matic. If we were 2-1 up, absolutely bring him on. See the game out.
And also, can I make another point? He's not preserving him for the the Manchester derby. He's suspended.
Pogba, yeah.
So it makes even less sense. Unless if you're thinking, bring Pogba off, rest him for the derby. He's suspended. He just doesn't help himself, does he?
That's if Ollie understands the rules of football.
He might think he just got 1 match suspension.
Yeah.
I just don't believe it. It really makes no sense.
I mean, Cavani should have come on a while ago. What?
Well, they're chasing the game now, and do you really want to be chasing the game a few days before playing the Manchester derby? I'm not sure you do. I just don't know what his thinking is there. Matic is not going to bring you that extra impetus there.
But
go forward.
I'm trying to see where he's coming from. Matic used to be able to pick out a long ball pass, so instead of playing sideways.
2015?
Oh, he just gave it away now. But just watch how differently we play now up front with Cavani. The movement, he will not stop. I moaned in the first half that no one was making the runs or moving. Just watch Cavani. He's going to be everywhere at all times.
Few questions here. What happened with Varane? From Stu
He's
Davis.
dead.
He's dead, says Mr. Hughesy. Jamie Burgoyne saying Darren opinion on Hinterland. Don't know what that's supposed to mean.
No,
Stu saying,
me
I don't
neither.
think Ollie
Who?
knows what to do with Donny, one of my favourite players at Ajax. No one knows what. Oh, there's 2 balls. I thought there was 2 balls in the pitch, but it's Gasperini's head.
Well, if you're getting confused, then maybe he needs Manscaped.
There we go. Segue.
Remember,
Look
guys,
in the
get
comments.
20% off. Get 20% off your shaven balls only with us.
Only with us. Let's talk sport. All capitals. You got it.
Stu, I think you're right. But I don't think Ollie knows what to do with anyone who isn't in his first team. And even that, like, I don't think he knows how to use Sancho. I think he bought him because there was a hype around him. There was also a hype around Donny, and he couldn't get Grealish, so he bought him, but he doesn't know how to use him. The few games he played last season, he tried to play him in the Bruno position, but they're not the same player. So why he would do that, I don't know. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Mate, I don't know, mate.
Even, you know, like in a football manager mode, you just put on an attacking player in that defensive midfield role, just put full out attack and just go for it. Ollie's not even done that. Like as if he's got a lead to preserve. It's 4-2 in the Bayern Munich game. Wow, that's something. And it's Nunez getting the goal. Whoever that is. 3-1 to Juventus. Let's see if Dybala's got that hat trick. It's Chiesa ruining it. And no other score has changed as we speak. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention the earlier games. Did you watch any of the early games? 1-0 Chelsea.
I was in
beating
work.
Malmo.
I was working for another football club.
That
So
sounds
no,
like moonlighting.
I know, right? But it's
Yeah.
fine because they don't have shaven balls, so it's absolutely fine.
Good. I was getting
Oh.
worried then.
Only for you.
Oh, I'm blushing. Thank goodness it's all shaven so for you to see. So Chelsea won 1-0 and what was that?
Cavani, Wambas.
Oh, Greenwood. Was Greenwood the one who got in the way there?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka just automatically slide tackling someone when the ball is static. Only Wan-Bissaka can do that.
Guys, I just like to share something that you may not know about Seb. He's taken the sponsorship Manscaped far too far, and now if you look at his bollocks, it's like looking into the back of a spoon. Really
And
disproportionate
one hell of a spoon.
reflection. One hell of a spoon.
That's come out of the dishwasher spoon, like.
Yeah, hot and metallic tasting.
And
You might want to get
fellas,
that checked
Do
out.
you want to be spooning more during the cuffing season? Go to Manscaped. Type in that code, Let's Talk Sport, all capitals, to get 20% off your order. And you can have that perfect spoon for spooning. That really... I was improvising and I wasn't really aware of what I was saying, and it just feels weird now.
Renford rejects on the attack. Ball goes in, ball goes out.
And that was a reject of a cross. Oh, so finally come to his senses, the Barcelona manager. 78 minutes it took him to take off Longley. That was I think Longley
was
is
a bit,
legitimately one of the biggest cheats in football. You know, he's trying at least, so fair enough. But he can't play football. He is terrible. He is absolutely terrible.
So, who's not terrible is Cavani there, just tracked back to become a defender to break up play. And now he's just gone back up to love him.
You can't hate him, can you? He's got to be
No.
the most liked person in football.
I was worried when we signed him because of the age, and I know that, and his injury record. I know that Zlatan did really well for us, but if you think back to people like Falcao, who came in with a big rep and then did nothing, I was concerned he'd be another one of those, but he's been great.
Yeah, you won't get 38 games out of him.
No.
now. And I'm trying to think of back when the last time someone did get 38 games out of him. Must be a few years back.
You
But
know
still,
that the
You take
United
that.
players,
Yeah.
the United players, when Falcao was there, when they saw him walk down the hallways and the corridors, they would dart into the nearest room to hide.
Really? Darted to the nearest room to hide?
Yeah. Falcao is massively religious and always try to convince them to go to church. So whenever they saw him, apparently, they would all hide.
I think
A ball!
coming up to the 80th minute,
And
it'd be a good time
and
to mention who do we think should be the man of the match?
Ollie, I think he's absolutely smashed it, mate. He's man of the match. Ollie got Nuno sacked. Conte's got a job. No more pressure. He's fine. Ollie is my man of the match.
Ollie. So we're going to put up a poll. There we go. Can we legitimately put Ollie in? I think Darren's tempting me. Stuart Davis saying Cavani is world class. Think all young forwards should watch his movement. Simple but extremely effective.
I mean,
It's
personally,
not intuitive.
I'd probably go, I mean,
Oh, Ter Stegen's just been forced into a good save there.
Zapata
Yeah.
has been everywhere, hasn't he?
Yes. Yeah, he has. And
There
I
again,
can't-
almost.
I can't really think of putting anyone else except for Zapata in it. I think Bruno's been bright and sparks of the match. I'm trying to think of other players who are worthy of this accolade. I've got to be
Bruno
honest. I think
for
Bailly's been
just.
okay. I think Bailly's been okay as well.
I mean, we are 2-0, 2-1 down, so I wouldn't be too generous to our defensive team.
Fair enough. I'm going to put a poll up and just see what happens. And see what Darren votes for. I think I know what he's going to vote for.
I know what I'm going to
not
vote
putting
for.
Ollie for your own pleasure.
My vote will always go for Manscaped. Make sure your balls.
But then someone might score in the last minute and we might feel very foolish. by not
Oh,
stressing them.
oh, this might be a Redford rejects. Go.
It's just so
Oh.
It's just so half-hearted, isn't it? The defending.
So why haven't you put the United goal scorer in there?
Have we seen him? Let's be perfectly honest.
What?
I haven't put the other Atalanta scorer in there, Ilicic, because he's just been walking about the pitch. Yeah. I'm going to be brutal. Plus, you can only put 4 options, so
All right.
yeah, this is YouTube. And YouTube is a brutal place. Not for the faint-hearted. So, if Ronaldo's a bit faint-hearted and a bit weak on that sense, he shouldn't be in this line of business.
I'm not.
But do you think
Come on,
United
we've
will
got
get one
what?
back here? I don't think they will. I think Atalanta are settled now.
Well, we've got just under 10 minutes to go. Come on, United. Maybe Ollie just thinks that the United way is literally just score a goal in Fergie time. But like we used to win games in Fergie time, not draw to Renford rejects.
But maybe Renford rejects might be the ones to get a goal in Fergie time.
Donny van der Beek is warming up, guys.
Maybe Ollie forgot that in these European competitions you can have more than 3 substitutes. Do you reckon that was a power play move from him? I reckon it was.
Maybe.
Mike, he's just seen Gasparini's got 2 substitutes warming up, and Ollie's trying to do the math, thinking, "Holy shit, we're allowed 5,
Hang on a minute.
aren't we?" Oh, it's 5. It's 5-2
So,
to
all
Bayern
right.
Munich.
You're
And it's
our
Lewandowski.
90. Surprised?
4-1 to Juventus. Morata getting the goal. And that's the
Right,
exchange.
you're now Man United's £90 million Sancho. We are 2-1 down in Europe, and you've not been asked to come off the bench.
How much does that hurt your ego?
Yeah, and Donny, your other reject that gets no game time, has been told to warm up.
Yep. Hard. Can I just mention something? While you were just saying that, we had Wan-Bissaka kind of bombing forward. There is a big misconception that Wan-Bissaka has no idea how to attack, which is completely wrong. He's just guilty of not being as good as Trent Alexander-Arnold with his crossing.
Yeah,
Wan-Bissaka is not a bad attacking fullback. He is not a right wing back. I'll give you that. But people who say he's terrible with the ball don't watch him because he is not terrible with the ball. I just don't get people saying that. Yeah, that was bad from Fernandes, though.
I think his game has improved dramatically the last season and a half, and the criticism now appears slightly more unfair.
But people keep saying it. Say that as last season Alexander-Arnold kept losing possession for fun. And we still say he's one of the best attacking right backs, whereas Wan-Bissaka massively improved. And everyone keeps saying he doesn't know how to attack, which is just wrong. I'll say that now, it's an opinion, but it's wrong. There we go. There, I said it. Bit of my rant there.
I mean, defensively, I don't think that you can get better, although we did get a red card against Young Boys, but that was...
The hair forced into a save. Routine, though.
Oof.
Big oof, yeah? You're saying, Mr. Darren.
That he defensively, I don't think that you can get much better. And it is his attacking style is improving. Although as I said that defensively, he did get a red card against Young Boys, which is probably what lost us the match. That said, it was at the Young Boys. We were away, and they don't have a real pitch there. So
I was about to say, I know this may sound stupid, but I'm sure that if it's on a natural pitch, he does not get that red card.
No,
I think the ball moves way too
not.
quickly from the player, and that's why he dives in such a way. You know, when on a plastic pitch like that, the ball moves very quickly. So when he's going into these tackles, it's harder to judge the situation and the ball going away so quickly from the opponent's feet. So he just dives in and he doesn't time it properly. I'm sure he doesn't get that.
It was definitely because of the pitch, and also I was wrong. Donny and Sancho are on.
What was that fiasco that Ronaldo was just showing us there in his own half?
Bruno's off. I'm not sure.
So it's McTominay. McTominay as well. So Bruno and McTominay. Oh, wow. Who'd have thought? So you got your wish, but 3 minutes from the end.
I've got my wish for 3 minutes. Yeah, great. What is anyone supposed to do with that?
It can come back to your not earlier point, but something you said before. You like your football, like you like your women. I mean, I'm sure that Ollie's wife likes it a bit more than 3 minutes attention. So, you know,
I like my football the way I like my women, in short 3 minute bursts, and preferably no more than once a week.
I'll give the young ones basically no time to have impact at the end. There we go. Sounds appropriate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a criticism of Ollie last season as well, that his substitutes were far too late.
Oh, the Fred one in that Champions League match.
Well, yeah, he got against PSG.
The red card, the famous red card. Everyone saw that coming. I don't bet on players to get a red card, but I bet on him to get a red card that match. It was just it's so obvious. But then Paredes is is really slimy get for that.
Well,
He's like
it's all part of the game, isn't it?
unfortunately. So, who are you choosing for your man of the match, Darren?
Ollie,
Ollie it is.
mastermind.
He's done it again.
No, Zapata probably for me. He seems to be involved in most of their attacks, and he's got a goal. So that's who mine would be.
I think he's got assists as well. He assisted
Has
that
he?
Ipswich one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that says it all, doesn't it? He's just worked his socks off, and that's what you expect from Zapata. Pressure on the defenders, and also working next to a striker who hasn't really done much, Ilicic, who's just been walking around the pitch. From what I see, I haven't been paying too much attention to the match, which is not a good sign for us, is it? It's not a good look.
I do think that we might get an equaliser, you know.
He's feeling it down.
In injury time.
It's gonna be
Yeah, I mean, we did it.
The bake, isn't it? But if we say all this,
I'm not.
are they playing?
I'm not sure
back
that-
with Wan-Bissaka, Matic, Bailly. Is that the formation at the moment?
Oh. Get up.
Yeah. Who's the one down here? Is it? It's Cavani. Just trying to remember.
Yeah, it's
who's
Cavani.
fouled. Burgoyne got in touch before saying Donny would be class at Liverpool, would fix Naby's inconsistency.
I mean, he's got no loyalty to us, has he? But I don't think that he'll want to stay in the Prem. I think he's, if the offer for Barca's there, he's gone.
But I think Van der Beek would be completely within his right to say to Manchester United, "Fuck you, a team has offered me game time like Liverpool. I do not care if it's your rival." Ooh,
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's
He doesn't
someone who's
have
been
to-
playing consistently,
he-
then okay, I understand the rivalry and I understand all that.
He offers us no loyalty at all, and I semi-hope.
He owes you no loyalty, mainly. Not that he offers you; he owes you no loyalty.
No,
He does
yeah.
not- yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I almost want him to leave and do amazingly elsewhere, just to prove a point.
Is it going to be like the Mo Salah at Chelsea failing and then succeeding at Liverpool?
Yeah, or De Bruyne,
Yep, as well.
Lukaku. Although he's gone back there now, hasn't he? But
It's a bit different, Lukaku.
there it is, Ronaldo. Ronaldo,
What a
change that
goal.
man at match. Change that man at match. I did say it was coming.
It was bad
I did say it was
timing.
coming.
You did say that. I'll give that to you. And what a goal. Ollie's still not celebrating. I'll still stand by it. He's not done much this match, and Gasparini is furious, and you would be. They should
Oh,
have won this
absolutely.
game. He's done it all on his own there, Ronaldo. Is that technically... It's a Greenwood assist.
It's a Greenwood assist.
Maybe this isn't over.
I think it's. There's only how many extra minutes were there?
I don't even know. So, Stuart Davis saying, I agree about Wan-Bissaka. I think people forget Chelsea have 5 at the back and City have one of the best defenders in the league. So Trent, James and Walker can attack a lot more. The reasoning for it, I'm not denying. I'm just saying that Wan-Bissaka is a lot better at attacking than people give him credit for. That was my point. Whether he's got the license to do so is a different matter. I agree though on that. Jamie's saying Donny needs game time, even if it's a PL2 game. Anything to remind Ollie how good he is. 5-minute cameos aren't enough. I hope Newcastle swoop in for him. Weird ambition.
Potential VAR check for handball.
That will relieve me of this debacle of a man of the match poll.
It's a goal,
It's a goal.
guys. It's a goal.
And so Bayern Munich.
Why
over
am I smiling?
5-2.
Why am I happy? Because we are drawing against Brentford rejects.
What is this? Rentford? Like Brentford, but without the B.
Brentford, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Renford. Renford Rejects.
Oh, Renford. Yeah, okay. So other results. Bayern won 5-2. That's over. Barcelona won 1-2 against Kiev. Oh, 1-0. What did I say? 1-2. 1-0 against Kiev.
1-2. Test. 1-2. Yeah.
Juventus
Go on, Donny. Oh.
Juventus conceded late on and it's 4-2. It ended 4-2. So this great defense of Allegri, not that great. That's over. Seville 1, Lille 2, as it stands in the 96th minute. And Villarreal beat Young Boys 2-0. So as it stands, Man United are top of their group, just about.
Oh.
If that wasn't
We don't like to do it the easy way, do we?
No. So level on points with Villarreal.
There's a minute left.
They are first with a lower goal difference, but it's because Champions League is based on head-to-head.
Right.
So to be fair, if United don't lose to Villarreal, they've got the head-to-head advantage over Villarreal and Atalanta. Given that they maintain this 2-2 here. And in Lille's group, I'll talk about afterwards. We've still got this game. We've got time.
I mean, I think we will beat Villarreal and Young Boys because we're going to have that bounce back mentality of whichever other manager is in charge at that point.
Do you not think it's going to be like an audition for Emery at the United job?
No. Piss off. Well, say that again and I'll shit myself, all right? Stop it.
I'm forcing the shit upon Darren.
Absolutely. Oh.
I've just seen this awful montage from 433 on Instagram. Someone shared it, I don't follow them, of Lewandowski and yeah, whatever.
That should be it.
And it is it. He's not whistling anytime soon, is he?
No.
Darren wants
Playing
this to
for
be
a
over.
draw.
Well, they didn't play for the draw.
Well, I mean, as soon as the second goal went in, we sort of did. There it is.
As they'd say in Euro, you couldn't say it worse than, well, not worse, better than relief.
Or you can't say it better than Viva Ronaldo.
Yeah, he saved them again.
Absolutely.
Say what you will. He might have been a bad signing. He created that goal. So he's the one who dribbles around the players. Okay, there's a tackle that comes in. But then he gets the ball around the 16-yard area and that lays it off to Greenwood. Then he finishes it off. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have a little check at the stats. So, in the whole game, Man United actually dominated possession by the end of it. 53% to 47. Me. Total shots, 13 to United, 4 on target for both teams respectively. And if you look at fouls, 14 for United, 11 for Atalanta. Big chances, 2 to Atalanta, 1 for United. So they're not counting that Ronaldo chance as a big one. What was your opinion on that game?
I think I could have slept through 80 minutes of it and then enjoyed a really good 15 minutes worth of football, to be honest. Typical United, we have to go walk one down, a lot of sideways passes, I worry about playing City. on the weekend, coming up against, grade A opposition. We're going to get hurt again. It's unfortunate that Donny didn't score in that very last minute. It was a great save. The angle was probably a bit too acute, but yeah, we're top of the group, as you said. We've taken the point. We could have easily gone away with nothing. So I'm going to have to be happy, but I'm not particularly happy with the way that we were set out or the performance.
And your man of the match, do you change your mind on it all? Is it Ronaldo?
Probably, because I'm a United fan.
Then I know what your opinion on Ollie is now. I know it is what it is. Do you fear this sort of result helps Ollie? Or is it just enough to make the board lose faith while still keeping you in a European competition?
No, I think the issue with a result like this is it's sort of a non-result. It's not damning enough for Ollie to go, but it's not conclusive enough for us to have faith that he knows what he's doing. Now, what I mean by that, right? Let's just go start of the season, right? An amazing 5-1 against Leeds, but Leeds play in a way that we can counter, and they're not as good as everyone thinks that they are. 1-1 Southampton, 1-0 Wolves. Yes, 4-1 against Newcastle, great. But then we lose 2-1 to Young Boys. We beat West Ham 2-1, but again, it's a scrappy one. Then we lose to West Ham 1-0, lose 1-0 to Villa, beat Villarreal 2-1, but again, it's lucky. Draw 1-1 against Everton, lose to Leicester 4-2, win scrappily against Atalanta 3-2, lose 5-0. This is just typical Ollie, a draw. It's a poor game, and then we somehow get the result that he needs to stay in his job. It won't help us in the league, but it's not damning enough for him to go. But yeah, it is what it is. It's just what I've expected from Ollie.
He just does enough to save himself.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about these 3 matches being essential. The Tottenham one, the Atalanta one, and the City one. Now, if you can, maybe some people like the United board could plead their ignorance card and say Atalanta are a great side. Coming back and showing such character at their place is a good sign, when in actual fact Atalanta usually play better away from home than at home, so United should have relished this chance. Nonetheless, it's just always the same thing with Ollie. They do just about enough to keep him in a job, don't they? That's what the players do. And this is again another example of it, even now that Ronaldo being the one to get him out of jail if you so wish, I'm still not convinced. It just looks dysfunctional. There's no real patterns in play. They're not that dynamic going forward. They just have a man called Ronaldo who can put the ball in the back of the net.
I mean, the question is,
that's it for the moment.
Did United deserve to win that game?
It's hard to say. I think a draw is fair. I don't think they deserve to win it, though.
No, exactly.
When you look at clear chances, no. But when you look at the actual all-round play, Atalanta weren't that great either.
If you look at Atalanta last week, over the 90 minutes, not the last 15, did we deserve to win that? Probably not. Did we deserve to win against Villarreal? No. Did we deserve to win against West Ham when it was 2-1? No. Did we deserve to win against Wolves? Probably not. It's like we're picking up points, and points make prizes, but it's not with the squad that we have, we should be doing better. And this isn't a this season issue. Last season too, 1-1 against Fulham, 2-1 against Wolves. We lost to Leicester 2-1. 0-0 against Leeds. It's always been the same. 2-1 against Brighton, 1-0 against West Ham. it's a case of we play mediocre, and then when pressure starts to build, he will pull out a 3-0 against Tottenham, and we're all like, Ollie's at the wheel. And then we draw.
One thing I'm worried about is it stays the same. This is the same thing as usual where they, we can mention it multiple times, but it's repeated by many people, that he gets these results at the right time, almost in a very scrappy way, like as if his players are fighting for him. It looks exactly the same as last season. It looks really similar. But this season, they have Ronaldo, they have Sancho, they have Varane. The squad is getting gradually better, yet the performances are stagnating, which is extremely worrying. Imagine if Wally did not have Ronaldo this season. He'd be out the door already. Which I think you've got to think about, hypothetically. Because it's not good enough. It is not good enough if you just take it all in general. 2-2 sounds like a great result away at Atalanta. But on the basis of things, it's not great. All they can count themselves lucky that they're first in the group. A win against Villarreal and they're through.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ollie's getting lucky, and he should be thankful that he's got Cristiano Ronaldo there.
But then, if Cristiano wasn't there, we'd have someone else as a figurehead of the attack, and we'd be playing in a different way. I agree, our squad is getting better. Results are remaining about the same, but the balance in the team is, I would say, a lot worse this year. If you look back to last year, where you had Mason, Rashford, Cavani, Bruno, Fred and McTominay behind, the balance of that team, I think, was better than what we have now.
I'd agree.
The 5-0. Yeah, the 5-0 against...
But then there's the balance, mate. I mean, is the balance always essential when you're winning matches?
Yeah, but we're not
exactly.
winning matches.
Yeah, but it's easy to point to that, I think, isn't it? But, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's all to be seen in the future. I don't think Ollie has got long. If you look, there's Manchester City, the fixture. After that, it doesn't get much easier. I mean, we're talking about these next 3 games. Yes, they've got Watford, and they should relish that chance to get a decent win under their belt. Because after that, they've got Chelsea, Arsenal, Crystal Palace. They've got young boys. And then in December, Norwich, Brentford, Brighton, Newcastle, Burnley, and Wolves. They should be picking up as many points in December as they can. But they need to get through the tough fixtures, which are Chelsea, Arsenal, Crystal Palace first.
But you say that we should be picking up the points in December.
But then that might be too late. That's the thing.
Well, if you look at if you look at our start to this season, what was it? It was Leeds, Southampton, Wolves, Newcastle, West Ham, Aston Villa, Everton, Leicester, then Liverpool. That is one of the easiest run-ups. That's one of the easiest starts to the Premier League as you can possibly get. And where are we? How many points have we got?
17.
It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. We're 5th. We've played 10, and we have 17 points. Won 5, drawn 2, lost 3. From that start, that's not acceptable.
If you look at 17 points after 10 games, I like to take the example because I'm making a very stupid projection which is not really valid. If you project United's points now over the season, do you know how many points they'd get? 64.6.
Right.
When was the last time United got that amount of points or less?
Go on.
2013-14.
Right.
So, I know it's only 10 games and it's a bit premature, but they're on course for the worst season since 2013-14.
Yeah. It's only 10 games, but 9 games of those we should be winning. Liverpool, the 10th game is, because we should have beaten Tottenham. So 9 games of those we should be picking up 3 points. It's the Liverpool game that you can cut him some slack. And if we'd have lost 1-0 or 2-1 or 2-0, then that pressure wouldn't be there.
Given the season Leicester had last season at their place, wasn't a given. West Ham at their place wasn't a given either. But I get what you mean. There were some easy games if you look at Newcastle, Wolves, Southampton, Leeds. And
Everton.
Aston Villa that they lost at home.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Everton,
it's a
we
completely
drew.
valid point. I think we're going to have to eventually wrap it up.
Yeah, let's do that, because my dog, like me, is shitting himself and I can smell it and it's disgusting.
That's to show he's scared so no one bothers him. Was that
Absolutely.
That was it.
It is. It works.
I am going to thank Darren. It's been much fun, and thanks to everyone getting involved in the comment. Not enough time to look at your comment, Liars J-Own. But yes, Van der Beek finally on the field, but can't do much more.
Almost scored. Almost scored.
That's what they mention here. What a spirit from him. And I will leave you in the hands of Joe to promote, yet again, Manscaped. So, Darren, thank you again. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Did not realise I'm saying it on a Tuesday evening. I'll see you soon. I'll see you all soon on Let's Talk Sport. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Manscaped for that 20% offer with Let's Talk Sport. Please do that now. And bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hello there. And Let's Talk Sport. So and I'm going to talk to you today about the Lawnmower 4.0. Now it comes in this sleek Manscaped box, lovely design, and the Lawnmower 4.0 is the razor for all your manscaping needs, for if you need to glide across the surface and trim the football pitches of the world. You've got the Lawnmower 4.0 razor with the sleek 400k LED. The light, look at that, perfect for trimming. It's a nice smooth, from my own personal experience, it's a nice smooth product, nice smooth and close clean shave. With that you also get the wireless charging stand, where it clips in brilliantly. Comfortable. You've also got the crop reviver or ball toner in this package that I've been sent by Manscaped today. So it's refreshing, and if you got smelly balls, which isn't particularly great, you've got the crop preserver ball deodorant, which is a nice little cream that you can put on to slick in your balls and you can smell nice. Inside the packet you also get a pair of Manscaped boxes. Lovely, nice waistband, nice smooth silky finish there. Just what you want to see. And you also get what they call the shed. This nice leather wash bag as part of the kit as well. Absolutely fantastic. And don't be fooled by the name, ladies. Manscaped is not just for men, it's for women also. So if you want to, trim your green and make the ball slide nicely towards the hole, you can do that as well. With Manscaped, don't forget, Christmas is on the way, so the wide array of products will look good with Santa's sack. And if you use our code, Let's Talk Sport 20, which is at the bottom of the screen below, you can get 20